Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
how's it going, all you Minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and I have the art of the Masters of the Universe Origins and Masterverse to show you today. So, stay tuned. Let me tell you, anytime you get a chance to start saying, I have the power, as a kid of the 80s, of course you got to go that route. I think I did the same thing with my Masters of the Universe omnibus. But what we have here is the latest art of Masters of the Universe in hardcover format. This is the art of Masters of the Universe Origins and Masterverse. So both series, these are both the toy lines put together in this wonderful book. Now, before I go any further, a big thank you to the folks at Dark Horse for sending us a copy of this hardcover. They are the ones that have published the previous hardcovers art of Masters of the Universe. But let's take a closer look at the cover here. We have a bunch of the Masters of the Universe fighting here in front of Castle Grayskull, the art of Masters of the Universe, Origins and Masterverse. And it looks like, it looks like we have some Origins and then some Masterverse. So it looks like, Man-at-Arms and then Triclops there goes to the Masterverse look. The spine of the book, the art of Masters of the Universe, Origins and Masterverse, and then this classic He-Man with the Dark Horse logo down there and up here. And the back of the book featuring the ever classic and eternal fight between good and evil, personified by He-Man and, of course, his arch nemesis Skeletor. The Dark Horse logo, the Mattel logo, ISBN, and then the retail price down here, $49.99. And the art is on board, and it does have a flat spine. We'll look at the spine here in a little bit. Now, I did mention that this is the latest He-Man art book, because Dark Horse has been releasing these for a few years. We have the art of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We have the He-Man and She-Ra Complete Guide to the Classic Animated Adventures. We have the Masters of the Universe Revelation art book. And the latest one, the art of Masters of the Universe. Now, there is another one. It's got the collection of the comic strips, the free comics that came with the toys. And where the hell's my copy? My brother's got that one. Okay, my brother's borrowing that one. He borrowed it. Oh my gosh, he borrowed it like 3 years ago. Anyway, back to this. So this is the way they all look if you have the ability to showcase them like this with the cover. But more than likely, it's going to look like this on your bookshelf. So this is the latest logos, and then these are the original ones. I think there was a reprint of this one that might have the latest logo up here too. I'm not sure, but if you let me know in the comments down below, I would much appreciate it. But today we are just focusing on this book, so we're going to open it up, showcase the artwork, because that's mainly what this is, and talk about exactly what's collected in here as far as the toy lines. Okay, let's go ahead and crack this book open. We have some red end sheets there, and the art of Masters of the Universe, Origins and Masterverse, captions by Alex Irvin, and here he is with Cringer. Well, maybe Battle Cat, right? No, yeah, Battle Cat, because he's got his helmet off. And your table of contents, pretty much straight to the freaking point of the book. You just have a small forward here. You have Origins and then the Masterverse. So that's how much of it is collected in here. And the book has 224 pages. Now, over here, the artwork is very important because Origins artwork is by Alex Jimenez and Francisco Echart. And then the Masterverse artwork is by Simon Eckert, Emin Odenog, and Joseph Zacate, and Nate Bertish. And then, of course, the folks over at Dark Horse. And your forward here is by Roy Juarez. I love reading this introduction because it reminded me so much of myself. He talks about how when he was a kid, he would run home from school to catch the intro because the intro was so awesome to catch of Masters of the Universe, and just shows how much it impacted his life, so much so that he became the main packaging designer for the Origins line. And that is so freaking cool that from a fan to being a big part of your life and begin working in Mattel in 2006 and then being the lead package designer, the key lead package designer. freaking awesome how it all comes together. I love hearing stories like that. So you do have some black and white, some pencil sketches, unfinished art, and you have things that haven't been inked to the finished product down here. And you have it broken up into, like I said, two different sections. You have the Origins and you have Masterverse. And they kind of give you a little bit of a heads up as to like what you're going to be seeing through here. But this piece right here, Battle Cat, is from 2020. So you will see some blurbs about the particular piece right here. And again, some of them coming with pencil drawings to the finished look right there of Evil Lyn and then Man at Arms. Weapons Master and Royal Advisor Man at Arms assist He Man in the battle against evil. Evil Lyn wields frightening magic, making her both Skeletor's greatest ally and his worst enemy. But you're going to be seeing some classic characters that, if you're not familiar with the Origins line, they do a quick little introduction. But what the Origins line did was, actually, here, let me just show you really quick. It modernized the classic Mattel He-Man and the Masters of the Universe line, kind of modernizing the joints and giving you more capability to pose your characters the way you want them to be posed, or maybe the way that you thought they should have been posed back in the 80s. Really cool for adult collectors. Nowhere near the price or the articulation and detail that there was in the classics line. And those classics are absolutely beautiful. So in here, you're going to see not just He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but you're also going to be seeing She-Ra. This is the mini comic right here that tells a little bit about Adora's past. So that's included in here, and I'm going to be skipping a few pages. I love this because, you know, we see this in the packaging. We've seen this stuff, but this is just amazing to me. Clam Champ, yeah, so you're going to be seeing all kinds of classic characters, and there was a lot of Origins line that was released. I think right now they're focusing on the Origin slash the classic Filmation colors, so that's really cool that they're doing that. So they're going back, and in case you missed any of the Origins, they're repainting them in the classic Filmation cartoon colors. You're going to be seeing vehicles here. This is the Wind Rider or Raider. Wind Raider, yes, the Wind Raider. I didn't get any of the vehicles. I'm a big fan of just the toys. I was never really a fan of the big vehicles. I had the castle. Actually, I only had Snake Mountain. I didn't even have Castle Grayskull. I thought Snake Mountain was just had a cooler design, and the only reason I had it, I swear to God, was because our neighbors were throwing away a bunch of toys, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Snake Mountain!" I kid you not. That's how I got Snake Mountain as a kid. Hey, you know what? No shaming and dumpster diving. All right, baby? It's what we did. It's what we did. But anyway, microphone. Man, I remember my mom having to wash it out. She's like, "Where did you find this?" I was like, "I found it outside." She thought I stole it from the neighbor's kid because that I wasn't above doing that stuff back then. But anyway, Origins also went through like the He-Man line from the late 80s when they tried to bring the character back. It's an awesome picture. I haven't seen that one because I think the version I got was was it the Mattel exclusive version? Yeah, and then they started doing the Snake Men story arc. That was, I think, one of the last lines before they started recoloring them. So there were a lot of these that were released, and you're going to see some concept art for characters that were not released. And I want to say Moss Man was actually a Walmart exclusive because that's where I ended up finding him. I don't think anybody else had him. But as you can see, there is a lot, and I mean a lot. They even have Sunman here, characters that never really made it out to stores. They have a lot of the Origins line. And then we get to the Masterverse. So part two, the Masterverse. This gives you a little bit of an idea of what this is. And this is, of course, taking the Kevin Smith Netflix series and making them into toys. But what they did was take advantage of these new molds and giving us an updated look to the classic Mattel toys. So what started as this adaptation, or really the interpretation of what the character would look like in the Masterverse series, the Revolution series, they took that and said, okay, well, how about we give them a new Beastman, even though Beastman doesn't look like this, or new characters from She-Ra, and update them to look the way they would in like the same scale and everything. in the Masterverse line. And I thought that was really cool. And I kept going back and forth between Origins and Masterverse. And in the end, I went with what I had as a kid. Oh, that freaking buzz off is awesome. In the end, I went with what I had as a kid, and that is, of course, the Origins line, because it looks closer to what I had when I was younger. Hey, too bad. Just showed him in the. My daughter and I are going through the latest season, which is only 5 episodes, and then this is the new adventures. This is the '80s line that they try to do a Masterverse version of. There's Web Store, Clamp Champ. It's really cool to be a toy collector, in this day and age, because now you have choices, right? Do you go the Origins line, or do you get the out of print classics, or do you get the Masterverse? So I'd love to know what people are collecting out there, and that's it. You get Battle Cat at the end. Let's talk about the binding. 224 pages. It is sewn binding. Not much of an eye, but honestly, you don't really need it. There are spread pages like here, so you can see some of the gutter loss happening. But the book lays over really nice. It's printed in this really thick, glossy paper, the same kind of paper stock they've been using for their art books. But that's it. That was definitely a trip, or I guess a walk down memory lane. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this hardcover, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this book. Let me know in the comments down below if you have been watching the new Netflix series, if you have been collecting the Origins or the Masterverse toys. I would love to know all those comments down below, or if you were lucky enough to get the classics. Oh my gosh. I almost went back a couple times, actually. Kept going back and seeing how many I could get in a lot. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me know if you picked up the latest art book, if you have the other He-Man art books, or if you're just a fan of art books to begin with. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.